Hello, YouTube. What's going on? White Deer, Texas. It rained last night. Actually, beautiful rain. Love it. We need more of it. Here's a whole lot of list of things I heard or I've been researching. You actually look into the fact that Trump's name was on Epstein's flight log or whatever. That people are bringing up. They're trying to use that against Trump. If you ride in a car, a truck, car, with a predator, that's a predator, or a pedophile, or whatever, but you don't participate in it, does that make you guilty? Just because you rode in a car? No. See, people are trying to accuse Trump of things, and they're trying to say, but they have no evidence of it. Every time they bring up evidence, see, the man says he has never even drank alcohol. Alright. See, I think that man knows that any kind of chemical forms that goes into your brain clouds the mind. Any kind of thing that'll cloud the mind and separate you from God and everything else. That's designed to separate you, to get your mind clouded. So a clear mind has a better chance of doing exactly what he's done, become a billionaire. He knows the pharmaceutical industry is there to keep you sick, keep your mind clouded. Yeah. See, there's a lot of things coming out right now. Joe Biden was found guilty, and his administration is found guilty today of lying to the public, hiding the truth about the vaccine and everything else. He was found guilty on a lot of different things today. Here's the thing. I don't know how many times you see Joe Biden talking and there looks like there's a line. That's a mask. You can't tell me it's not. It's Obama in the mask. See, Obama himself said that he was going to have a third term. Well, what do you think he's got? There you go. I'm telling you, all this stuff that's coming out, you got so many videos. You can follow me on X, and there's a bazillion videos of all kinds of information coming out. The Freemasons, I'm going to tell you right now, the Freemasons they're just exactly what they are. They're pedophile rings, they're satanic, they're worshiping Baal. You know, so if you're a Freemason and you're denying the truth, see, you can deny God for so long. Even the John or whoever it was in the Bible denied God. So you can deny God for so long and keep denying the truth and trying to hide in the truth, but yet when you're doing these rituals, believe me, these rituals are not designed for God. Imagine that. They're done in the dark, in the secret. They want you to sell your soul. Andrew Tate has actually come out and said that they have tried to get him to sell his soul. And they tried to kill him, arrest him, and do all that. The same thing they're doing to Trump. They did it to Tate. Everything that they're doing is not new. It's all the same play. The CIA only works on the same operating table. I'm telling you what, when they lay it out, you look at the CIA, they lie, they fund wars, they create things to keep them relevant because they know if the wars stop and everything stops, they're irrelevant. They have created so many lies against Russia and against all these other, making up these lies. The CIA had went around the world creating terrorists just to keep things going. You know, the World Economic Forums and all these other ones. They've got to keep all this stuff going. So actuality, you see all these organizations and all these different groups and societies sitting here fighting to stay relevant. Hollywood trying to stay relevant. Nobody cares about Hollywood anymore. Music industry, same thing. Being called out for all their dark stuff. The art industry. You can't tell me at this point that it's not money laundering. You got some of the dumbest art being sold for millions of dollars. That's money laundering. You got so much information coming out so fast right now. And they're saying that World War III is actually happening. Yeah, it is to a point, but it's a different kind of war. You got what happened to Trump. They're going to try everything in the world to shut this man up. Because this man is a danger to their world agendas. So, the one world government, you know, one world organization, the satanic religions, the one world religion. Because that's what they're working on. They've been working on it for thousands of years. Now all of a sudden, you got this man that's exposing the truth. And then you got people talking against the Jews. And yes, I do sometimes. But I only talk about the ones that are actually need talked about. I talk about everybody. And I don't hold back. There's bad in every group. I don't care what group you're from. There's bad in every group. And here, the money system that they own, they print money. So you're working your life away for money that they own. You own nothing and you're going to be happy with it. Right. So, you got these people that are working for this paper money that's not based on gold and silver anymore. Because they know that if you have gold and silver, that's where the real value is at. They control this. They set it back in the 1900s clear up till now. They took over the banking system. They took over everything. The Federal Reserve, they basically hijacked America. IRS hijacked America. It's all owned by the same corporations. People call you a conspiracy theorist and all this other stuff when it's actual facts. It's not a theory, it's a fact. You struggle and you try to make it, and you get up and you get your retirement and you get all this money, and what do? They come along and they get you to, they take it away from you by raising the increase of price of everything. They make it so you have to work till you're 80, 90 years old. Why is that? Because they want a slave class? Yeah, they do. How do you create a slave class? Get people to invest in things and go in debt, live beyond their means. And you got your slave class because they got to pay off these debts. They look at people like me that own not very much, and they say, oh, you're poor. You're trailer trash. You're nothing. But yet they're living in debt, and they're living so stressed because they're so worried about losing what they have. I always ask them one question. Can you take it with you when you die? What happens to your stuff? It goes on to somebody else? Okay. That's why you throw it in the dumpster, and that's why it goes into the landfills and everything else. Because you can't take it with you. So does anything in this world really matter? Not really. And it says that the people of God understand that there's greater rewards in heaven than there are here. In the Bible, if you read the Bible and study the Bible, those people that are speaking hatred and spewing that from the pulpit and from everywhere else, they're trying to divide you and me just because of your race and trying to call us these words like colonizer and Zionist and whatever. They're using words to destroy you. So I want you to think about this. When they use words to divide you, to destroy you, remember, they can't hide from God. God says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So whatever they say, whatever they do, let them say it. Because if you're walking right with God, and you're walking a right line, you don't have to worry about nothing. Trump, that man, every time I see him, he's drinking water or a soda, maybe. But I never see him with a wine glass in his hand. Never have. Not really. Maybe a champagne or something like that, but non-alcoholic, I bet you. I've never even seen him with that. Really, be honest with you, come think about it. I mean, if you find pictures of it, hey, the man says he never drank alcohol. Can you prove that was alcohol he was drinking? Did he actually take a drink of it or just hold it up and put it back down? See, there's so much evil out there that they'll say and do anything to destroy you. They'll use their psychological whatever BS to say that your mental disorder, it defines you. It doesn't define you. See, there's some people that are quite quiet spoken and keep to ourselves because we're sitting back and watching what's actually going on in this world. And we're sitting back and we're seeing that the world is going to hell in a handbasket because they've been following the devil for far too long. People are starting to wake up. You got the people in the ghetto, people in England and everywhere else around the world are starting to wake up and realize that this group of people that control everything, they're the ones we need to be finding. They're the ones we need to be calling into question. And for them to own everything is not a good thing. It's not a safe thing. So for them to control everything is not a good thing. It's not a safe thing. It's not safe for your family. It's not safe for your children. They're saying stop child trafficking. Yeah, stop it. But go after the right people. Don't focus your anger about child trafficking just on political views or skin color or whatever labels. You need to go after the right people. I'm trained, by the way. I'm telling you, you need to go after the truth and the evidence, the ones that facts that can actually be proven. Go after these scientists that are lying because they say, no, we're science. I am science. You're not science. You're just a scientist. It means you do the studies of. You are not science itself, because science itself can't be controlled or owned. Science itself can be disproven or reproven. See, that's the idea of science. See, God controls everything. God is everything. We had a good rain last night, and you step outside and it's a nice, clean, fresh smell. I like where I live, White Deer, Texas, because it's quiet, peaceful. I don't have to deal with the big city stuff that's going on in a big city. I don't have to see that linemen have to fear for their lives while working in a hurricane. I don't have to see the problems of the big cities. For one thing, I can exercise my rights and my freedom here without fear of retaliation from a government entity. or a government officer just because I stand up. Yes, I keep to myself and keep quiet because I don't want to draw attention, too much attention right now. Because this would be the wrong time to end up in prison. I'm telling you, when the war breaks out, you're in prison or in jail or enslaved into their thing. Are you going to get left behind in those jails? What's going to happen? We don't know. See, we don't know what the future is. God knows. God knows what that future is, especially for us. You know, it's so easy to call for certain people in this world that have committed crimes against people. See, vengeance is God's. There is a time and a place for everything, and God calls it. And when God tells you to do it, you do it. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to work, a time to do everything. Time to take care of those that are not in the greatest shape right now. Their health is failing. There's a time to stand up and voice your opinion. There's ways of voicing your opinion without being the loudest person in the room. I seen an old cowboy on here on the internet that actually said it right. The most dangerous man in the room is not the loudest man in the room. The most dangerous man in the room is that quiet person sitting in the corner. The one that's not loud. The one that's not boisterous and not boastering himself. Because that person probably, he's walking in darkness in his own head, in his own soul. Or he's got God on his side and he's not worried about it. So it's one of two things, two or three things. That man's just not scared of what's actually getting ready to come down the line. He's not worried about it because he's going to turn it over to God and say, God, it's on you. What happens, happens. So, you know, I believe that the angels of God were protecting Trump that day. I believe it wholeheartedly. I'll believe it till the day I die. You can't tell me a bullet goes that close. And timing is just that perfect that he walks away with just a scratch. See, I'm praying to Trump, for Trump. I'm praying that Trump follows God. He believes in the Bible. He says he believes in the Bible. I hope God holds him to that. Don't be a liar. Don't be a hypocrite. I'm praying that God will remind him every day that everything you have can be taken away in an instant. Everything that God gave you, it can be taken away. Everything you own can be gone. Trust me, I know. Many times I've had to start over in my life. Many times. But I keep turning back to God. I keep saying, well, I'm here. Show me how to get started again. And he does. So y'all remember, while you're seeing all this information being posted on X, Instagram, and everywhere else about all this evil that's in this world, remember, who controls that evil? God has his hand over that evil thing. I still got control. But y'all stay blessed. You can follow me on X. You can follow me on Instagram, Mr. C in White Deer, Texas, or Mr. C in Panhandle, Texas, or I'm not hard to find. But y'all remember, all this information is being put out there. The truth and the evidence and all this facts and stuff are being presented to the world. Even the Jews are being called out. Everybody says, oh, but the Jews. No. The Jews, everybody's being called out. Called into question because the real history and the truth of everything is coming out. The Catholic Church, everybody. is being called out. And at the end times, when Jesus comes, you're going to see all this laid out. The truth laid out. Y'all stay blessed. God bless. Be safe. Love y'all.